Is this thing on?
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Okay. Welcome to the Coffee and Carving Show, episode number 56?
5?
55.
I should be
Welcome
55.
Welcome to the Coffee and Carving Show, where I am Adik and he is Doug.
The only show that we have no idea what number it is at every single week.
Yes.
I'm double checking.
If you have a question for us, we can't answer it. So please.
All right, Alex, so if last week was 54, what is this week? That's right. 55.
Yes, 55.
All right.
Aha. Well.
Got coffee?
I do. Today I have a decaf coffee with I put some dark chocolate in there. So.
Oh yeah. I got Old Faithful, but we do have a coffee here this week in the name of Roger. Thanks, Roger.
Thanks, Roger.
Appreciate the support.
Yes. Is it Roger? Is it Ivester? Is that his last name?
Yes. I didn't know if we wanted to say last names or not. So yes. Thanks, Roger.
Sorry, Roger. I hope that's okay.
Anyway,
I just wanted to impress Ivester. Oh,
I wanted him to note that last week I got in trouble for not turning off my notifications.
Well, yes. Now it's my turn. I eat my own words. Well, here we are. What about you? What you got? You Old Faithful? You got the Nescaf?
Yep. I don't have time. I rush in the door and grab the computer. That's what I do.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Well, that's why I do this.
Be.
I push a button. I got the coffee maker from our wedding. It's like automatic, so you just push the button, coffee comes out. You know, that's that. That's the only way I could probably have coffee during this podcast. Because of procrastination, though, not because I have a real job.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's up, man?
So,
what are you doing?
What have you been up to?
I have been a maniac making. I told Annalise that if I start posting videos to YouTube with more frequency, for every one video I post on YouTube, I have to post 3 to the school. And so far, I've gotten so excited about little projects for YouTube that I have not. I have to make 6 videos for the school. So I've just been working on videos for the school. The latest one. Let's see if I have it. Well, so I showed the elf. That was the first one for the school. And then the next one was a little guy. Is it too early for this? Do we do a joke, or should I show him now?
It makes no difference.
Okay.
It makes no difference. Oh, a snowman with a phone in his hand. There you go. Snowmen are fun.
I sent this to one of my students. Thinking he'll be so excited about the new beginner project. But what I didn't think about is that he is like a pretty advanced carver and like does portraits and Native American stuff. And I sent him a picture of this. And he was like, his response was really hoping that you get back to the Native American bus. And I just said, well, what I noticed was I went on our metrics for the school, and people watch beginner content doubly more than they watch the advanced content. And I've had a fair amount of people probably in the past year, probably 2 or 3 people complain that they want to see more beginner stuff on the school. So this, I just told them, you can't please everyone, and you gotta something along those lines. You gotta make stuff for the beginners too. So it's good.
Yep. No, I like snowman. I do a snowman every year. Different one.
Yeah.
Sophie's got a whole window ledge of snowmen. I haven't done this year's yet, but
Yeah.
yeah.
What about you?
So what have you been carving for YouTube?
I made a tree.
Yeah, you did. So
A little tiny tree.
I wanted you to show that because I'm so unhappy with you.
Why?
Because this is my prototype for my next video,
No.
and that's in the garbage now.
No, it's not.
It is so.
You should post it.
Pot liquor. These are
Post it.
These are the little guys I normally make.
Oh my
But,
gosh!
I thought I was going to mix it up and not put a face on it, right?
Did you do those last year?
Actually, those are a couple years ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, no, they're good. But you have what else did you do?
I made well. There's a reason why I'm not showing this one off because it's hideous.
Why is it hideous?
Believe it or not, this is a woman, and this
the
video. I did a nice little drawing for it, and I thought, you know what, I think I can do this. I think I can make an old woman. But the problem is with carving an old woman is it's not the same as carving a young woman, and I don't have a lot of experience carving older women, because it's when you get those heavy lines in there, it starts to make them look more manly, and so there's like a really fine line between like manly and female, heavy wrinkles. Yeah. But it's Mrs. Claus is the idea, and so it's something. It works. I like it. I guess not really. I don't really like it, but yeah, it was a good idea though. I'm glad I did it. 2 hours and 10 minutes.
That's the one. Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna watch it so I can say that I watched it. But it was a long video.
I know.
But
I know. I tried to make it an hour long, but then I just ended up spending half the video trying to fix it. Just trying to make it less hideous, and it didn't. And then right as I shut the camera off, and I thought, this is not great. Oh, the jaw needs to come up. The jaw is too long. That's why it looks manly. The video is done, and I already finished it and painted it, and I was like, screw it. Which, by the way, I want to ask you a question. I did oil paints on this one, and then I tried acrylic. I bought some acrylic so that my shop wouldn't reek of mineral spirits, and I don't think I like it as much, only because when I water it down, it doesn't like to spread. It looks patchy, even when I clear coat it. So I don't know if it's just the paint that I bought, but I don't know. I guess it's not a big deal, but it's just so different.
How did you seal it before you painted it?
I used a product called I think it's made by Minwax. Let me see. It's Minwax. It's a spray polyurethane, a matte spray polyurethane that my wife bought to finish our fence out back. Which, in hindsight, spray finish for a fence, you'd go through 20 of these. But anyway, it's
yeah, I would never use that product myself.
On the carving.
Yeah, that's why I pre-oil, so it leaves room that it can still soak in.
Yep.
I don't think you have much soaking in room after you spray it with that.
It just kind of washes around.
You're just pushing it around on a. It's like painting glass.
Yep, that's it. That is kind of what it felt like. It was.
Yeah.
And then once it dries, I don't know. It wasn't a nice experience. But yeah. Anyway, what you been up to other than making a tree?
Yeah,
But it's a big tree.
You made a Santa too.
I
Show your
did.
Santa.
Yeah, I did show my Santa, didn't I?
You only showed the elf last week. It was Alex and the elf. Remember?
Okay. I knew I was. Okay, I knew I was.
This week you've done Miss Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and a Christmas tree.
Where is it? No, I just dropped it. What am I? Okay, here we go. There they are together
The happy
in holy
couple.
matrimony. Yeah, so I tried my hand at one of these little Santas, and I was really dedicated with this one. I told myself I would not use anything other than a knife, kind of like the challenge videos I was doing earlier. I mean, obviously, it's a Doug Linker inspired on the quarter. You cut it in half. Like I took the 2x2 inch, and I cut it in half, so I wouldn't have to carve it in the round. Right down the middle. I used my bandsaw. I just turned it at a 45 and I ran it through. It's a little scarier than your jig, so the jig would be a lot better. But I don't have a table saw set up, so I just used that. And then, and then I just measured 2 inches from the bottom, or from the top for the hat. 3/4 of an inch down to the bottom of the, to the transition of the mustache, and then the rest was whatever. And just kind of set it up that way, and I based it off of a little drawing, a thumbnail sketch that I did beforehand, and I thought that was going to work for this one, but it turns out it's easier with an hour to make a thing with a beard because you can just cover all the face with it. With her, it's like it's an extra hour of playing around to get the mouth and the jowls. So, unfortunately, Mrs. Claus didn't do as well, but I was pretty happy with this one, but I was shocked at how much people enjoyed watching that. So people love, I think, again, even in looking at the metrics for the school, people love super simple stuff that, that.
Okay, let's back up. You wouldn't know a beginner carving if it bit you in the arse. Right?
You don't think that's a beginner?
Oh my goodness. No, that is not a beginner carving.
Yeah.
This is a beginner carving.
Yeah, that is a good beginner carving. Yeah, right? That's true. These are, you're right, these are hard beginner carvings. It's true.
They're, almost impossible. Yeah.
On the beginning.
Here. Let me see if I can find. I have this is my beginner Santa from 2 years ago. He's not painted.
Yeah.
Right? That's beginner Santa.
Right.
Hold yours up.
Yeah.
Hold your beginner Santa up. There you go. I don't know. Can you see the difference?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there's definitely parts of this that are,
like
still complicated.
Even this guy was is considered more advanced. Like
yep.
Year to year, and then who knows what next year will be, right?
Yeah.
You started out like on my year 4. If this is 1, 2 year, that's year 4. So anyway, it's a good looking Santa. Yeah,
I think that there is something to figuring out how to deconstruct what you do and make it simple. And I genuinely, I struggle with it because I think you're right. I know for a fact that I have a hard time stopping. So if I was trying to make a video that was 20 minutes long, it took me an hour to make it. Right. Because there's little things that I nitpick and I don't like that. And I want to make this. And so it's definitely
you also know exactly what you're doing at the same time. You're really taking your large sculpture and making it tiny.
Yep.
That's what you're doing. Right.
Miniaturized.
So you have the history of the large. So everything comes, but a beginner has no reference whatsoever. They need to be told like just simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, well, honestly, no. What I was going to say is,
I'm not trying to belittle you because it's fantastic. Like I'm not. I just understand that it's easy. A beginner carving. When you always say this is for beginners, it's like, hey, for beginners.
Right. No, I've gotten that before, so I know you're probably right. But what I have heard too is that it's a separate thing being able to teach beginners and maybe on the spectrum of carvings, this is more towards the advanced side of the beginners,
for sure.
Right? Yeah, but hopefully,
and
that could be it could be argued that that's even intermediate, right? To your point,
that's
like that could be
Santa. That's a
yeah.
What more could you do to make it better?
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot that I simplified. Like the eyes are so simplified, like a ton simplified. Like if you were holding this in your hand right now, you would see, like under the eyes, it's just one singular bag instead of multiple bags, right? Yep. The upper eyelids simplified.
A beginner has a hard time carving these eyes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. True. Sure.
They can't picture. Do I have a painted one? Let me grab a painted.
Well, that's why I leave I leave it to you, and that's why I say in the beginning of the videos, like this is just my experimenting with a small carving. Check out Gene and Doug if you want to see stuff that might be actually helpful. I'll leave it to you guys.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm coming across wrong, but I'm saying it's a good looking Santa. I'm just saying, you toss around beginner carving, like that ain't a beginner carving,
right? But, So you think that I'm making videos that are like what was I gonna say? They're like troll beginner video. They're like troll beginner videos. Like, oh, beginner.
They're good videos, and that's something for a beginner to aspire to.
Yeah. So maybe you relabel them to intermediate to advanced whittles.
We should start over. I feel like we're arguing about but it's not. But
no, I'm not arguing.
Back in beginner land, we did mittens. we did little mittens, and we did little.
Wait, show the paint on those off.
Stockings. What's that?
Paint. It's not a beginner paint job, brother.
Oh, it is.
Okay, here's what I'm saying, right? You've got advanced paint skills in those. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. I'm just drinking your mouth.
You wouldn't know beginner painting if it bit you. Yeah, okay.
Well, here's the thing. No, for real. You are so much better at painting than the average person because you've painted for so long. When I'm painting these carvings, there's a whole nother thing to it. It's not like painting a canvas. It responds differently. There's texture, there's folds, there's steps that are a part of it. You know what responds well. You know how to make it look like it has depth. And painting is not as easy a thing as people think it is. No,
there has been a lot of trial and error, and I'm still changing.
Yeah.
I'm still changing the way I do things, so who knows?
You know what? One thing I thought would be cool is take some. I haven't tried this. I tried it on a bark carving years ago where I put the finish on, then I took sandpaper, and I took all the highlights off of the cutting edge, the high points, the facets in the carving, and it looked like it was 100 years old. It looked so cool. Have you ever done that where you take sandpaper and you?
I do that all the time. I'm just trying to find something.
With sandpaper?
Yep. Even after I paint it, just to go back to wood, and then when I put the oil on, it looks weathered and old.
That's cool.
I don't see anything right off the bat. But yeah, I just scuff it up again after. I don't see anything, but Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, I definitely I could see doing that with a painted carving, because the thing is with painting stuff, and the reason I don't usually like to paint things is I end up losing, I underpaint. So like for instance, when I was carving this, I started painting. I painted the nose, I painted the scarf, and then I looked at it, and it looked in the eyes. I painted the eyes, horrible. It didn't look good. Because if there's just a little bit of paint out of context, it doesn't look right a lot of times, at least in my eyes. I realized I'm going to have to, in the middle of the video, I have to paint the whole thing now because it looks out of place with the wood. So then I started painting the body, I started painting the hat, and I started to, I painted the little phone. And I looked at it. I was like, well, that makes sense. That's a completed thing.
Yeah. So last year's one that I did it a little bit different too. Is I sculpted the whole snow with the gouge, and I oiled it, and I only dry brushed the high points. I don't
that
have
is
it.
Cool.
Sophie's got it downstairs, but it's
I'd like to see that. Is it on your Instagram?
Probably.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. Create the actual texture of snow. That would be a good idea.
Now we're both gone looking.
Did you make a video? Did you make a video for that?
Yeah, I make a video every year, and I do a snowman every year. That's one of my my things. But anyway,
no, I'm not gonna be able to find it. It's gonna take me a minute. Put it that way. So we'll move on. But as I'm looking,
if you want to talk about something, I can grab it in 2 seconds.
There you go. Yeah. Well, so then I guess just that is like, if you're gonna do it, paint it. You kind of got to paint it. Like, I don't know. It's tough to do it halfway. Like this one, I realized I'm not going to paint this. It looks cool the way that it is. I was gonna gild it with gold because I based this on a Pottery Barn thing that my wife sent me. She said that she liked these gilded trees for the, because she's setting up Christmas decorations. They were $100, right? They're like $95 for these little gilded trees. They were carved in wood, gilded with gold leaf. And I said, I have golded leaf, and I have, little pieces of basswood in the shop that I've been whittling things out of. I'll just make you one. So I whittled that, posted it up today. And I refuse to put gold leaf on it. I just like it the way that it is. I didn't even put clear coat on it. I think it's like.
Give me 1 second. We can pause if you want to.
Yeah. So I believe that Doug is currently looking to find his snowman with the snow texture, and there's that. And we wait. Really, I guess there's not much else to say about the finishing thing for me. I will say that Doug was telling me recently that he likes to seal them up, so he'll paint them and then seal them after the fact. That's something I have not yet done to these, but I see that as a good idea, especially if you're going to hang these up. My wife is going to hang these up on our tree, so I'm going to have to attach a spot in the back for a loop, and then she's going to be able to do that. But you have to clear coat them, right? Otherwise, it's probably going to get dirty if you're actually using them as an ornament. So, oh, that's cool. Wow.
I grabbed that on the way.
That is epic. I love that, man. That background is so cool.
That's the.
Where'd you get? Is that lath? What is it?
No, it's tobacco sticks. Same as lath, only a little bit thicker.
Huh.
So we're in the tobacco belt here. So when they hang tobacco leaves, they use tobacco sticks between basically joists and rafters in the tobacco kiln. And they're antiques now because they don't use them no more. You buy them by the bundles. But that is what I was talking about. That.
Oh yeah, that's epic.
The dry brushing.
The actual twigs, yep, and that texture. That looks good. But I really like that.
The white is only on the high points.
Yep. Right. To me, that looks so much better than when you just See, I didn't do. Mine's kind of you can see it's kind of sloppy. It's not white all the way.
Yeah. That's the earlier one with the white.
I like that.
But
that's awesome.
That's when I used to antique everything. It looks dirty. But.
Well, it's gonna get there. Well, that's what I was saying when you were gone. Is like. Things would end up looking dirty if you don't clear coat them, right? So,
yeah, for
I'm guessing. But this is so delicate. Yeah, I'm worried that this is going to break off.
Don't play with it. Oh, I should have grabbed the igloo too. Doggone! I made
What have you been carving, Doge? The tree.
The tree is no more. I just did the stockings and stuff. I've been working at. I've been Mr. Volunteer this weekend. Weekend I was in the kitchen at church.
Oh, that's awesome.
Given in the clothes thing too. So yeah,
they have
a
massive.
I haven't been doing much carving.
at Doug's church they have this massive chute. I don't know. You can describe it better than I can, but it's like a clothing chute that you built.
Oh, the chute, yeah. No, we take used clothing, and we have days that we give them out to the people in need and stuff. But that's I did a Christmas supper. I worked in the kitchen for fun.
Yeah.
They said, "Did you want to go to carol singing?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to go." They said, "They need help in the kitchen." I said, "That's my job." So
there you go.
4 or 5 hours in the kitchen.
Wow.
I like it. It's fun.
Huh? So what'd you guys make?
I haven't been doing much carving. Turkey dinner for 180.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, big deal.
What was your specialty? Did you hop around or did you make one thing?
My specialty was carrying things around, and
yeah,
I wasn't much help really.
You're just in there for comedic relief.
I was the runner.
Yeah,
mind you, I used to work in a restaurant as a young boy.
Did you?
I liked it.
Were you wait staff or what'd you do?
No, I cooked.
Did you?
Yeah, I cooked for 3 years.
High school. That's cool.
I did dishes for 2 weeks, and they said, "Nope, you're not going to do dishes no more. Come up in front and cook." The pressure was amazing. Like, always had like 30. This is a real restaurant, not like McDonald's. Like,
sure,
it was like steaks and stuff and snails and whatever. And it was always like 30 orders on the go at one time. It was just panic, rush, and then dead, and then rush, and then dead, and rush. Right. It was fun. Yeah, I liked it. I would have pursued it more, but I worked for 3 Greek brothers, and like I said,
that's right.
I would have pursued it more if it wasn't for watching their lifestyle. That's restaurant life that's no life.
No,
like all day. Every day. If you want to see your family, they have to come and sit at a table, and you go sneak out for 20 minutes and say hi, bye, and kiss my foot, and then back to work. So anyway,
well, you talk about working for Greeks. The cliches about Greek people owning restaurants; those are very, very real. And Greek people own restaurants. My grandma and grandpa owned a restaurant. My uncle and aunt owned a restaurant. The reason that I am in the United States today is because my Uncle Louis started a restaurant that ended up turning into another restaurant, and he grew wealth so that he could fly his sister and brother-in-law into the States, buy them a house, an additional rental property, and create revenue for them while they learned English. And that's how we ended up doing what we did. But my grandparents came to the same conclusion. Like, the restaurant business was not for them. They tried it and it was just too much.
Neither is owning a bar. Young Weasel walked into a bar. The bartender takes one look at him and says, "You're underage. I can't serve you beer." The Weasel asks, "Okay, so what can I have then?" The bartender replies, "I have bottled water, juice, energy drinks, and pop." "Pop," goes the Weasel.
Oh boy.
I won't even ask for I'm not gonna.
I liked it.
I liked it.
I did actually.
Funny. We had a comment that
I liked it. No. Hold on, Doug.
Okay.
Hold on. I've got something for you.
Hold for applause.
Even they liked it.
Here, I need you to read this out loud.
Oh boy, can't read. Too small. Nope. Let me blow this up. Oh boy, my Canadian friend came to visit. I asked her which she thought was better, Canadian or American education. She thought education was much better in Canada because everyone gets straight A's, spelled E-H.
Sorry for that. That's all I
got. I like it. I like that. 2 good ones, actually, for once. 2 good ones. It's the first time. So maybe the 4th time.
I figured Pop Goes the Weasel, you would get that one at least.
Yeah, I did. I'm proud of myself, Doug. Pat on the back. I like the commenter who said, "Doug, I get all your jokes. Don't worry. Like, just letting you know that there are people out there who
when Alex grows up and rewatches this, he'll get them."
Yeah. I don't know. What can I say?
Oh, I thought you were going to get your guitar.
I was homeschooled. Oh, yeah. Is it about that time?
It is that time. Mailbag.
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 It's that time of the week where we check in with y'all and see what you're up to. Today we actually have some nice questions. Mm-hmm. We have somebody who made an Instagram post about us as well and said, I promised to make an email out to you guys soon. And he wrote this whole thing about how he really enjoys our podcast. And I thought he could have written an email in the time that he spent making that post.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. I just saw it today. So, All right. So, Tom Evans, hey guys, what is it about dropping carvings? I seem to drop a handheld carving at least once before it's finished. Laughing face. Fact. Do you drop a lot of carvings?
Yep, and you do too. I watched you drop your Santas 14 times in that video.
No.
You're falling off the tape. Yep.
You're just watching my videos. I'm honored. Yeah, no, I don't drop things though. It's never happened. So next,
yes.
No. Yeah, I do. I drop them. I actually flatten the nose on the elf handling it in some video or something. I don't know what I was doing, but I was manhandling the elf and he got upset and I dropped him and his nose got flat. So yeah, I don't drop carvings usually. It's these little things.
Well, yeah, because yours are screwed to the wall. Otherwise.
Well, yeah, that's true. But it's hard to drop it. It's hard to drop a carving like this. It's so big and so grippy. It's like it's literally designed to be grabbed and like stick to your hands.
Every time, if I introduce a video or whatever, I should just save them all because every time I go, hey guys, today we're going to carve it. Oh, shit. Every time I do it like 3 times. I can never have them all up at once.
Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite intros, though. A couple of times you've left them in. Where you just kind of fumble around. You're like, oh!
I always drop them.
Those are these. You can't do it, man. The bark carvings. Yeah. I think that's good though. Nothing wrong with that. Makes people realize that Doug's a human being just like the rest of us. Brian, Alec, and Doug. Poor Lucas is just half the man he used to be. This is in regard to our interview with Lucas Koss.
Let's talk about that. Yeah. What happened with that?
He says, well, let me just finish the sentence. Okay. Please, for future videos, capture your whole guest. I'll tell you what happened with that. We have a new format called Riverside. We've had it actually for probably 10 episodes or so. And when you combine 3 videos, it crops just a sliver of each video, pieces them together so that it's a normal YouTube format. And because, Doug and I, we always sit center of the camera. Young Lucas, he didn't quite know. He didn't quite know to stay in the center, and we didn't tell him because neither of us had.
To be fair, we certainly didn't tell him, and we were looking at his whole head when we were talking to him.
Yeah,
so
exactly
piece it together until it squished them all.
So it's not his fault. It's not his fault. I'd like to sit here and blame. Let's do it. Let's blame Lucas. Lucas, come on, get it together, dude.
Grow a whole head, Lucas.
Yeah, come on. That being said, it was great to mix things up a bit and have another carver on the show. I'm curious your thoughts on display and functionality of art. Some carvings are made to hang on the wall or sit on a flat surface. However, I have seen carvings turned into wine stoppers, magnets, ornaments, etc., and I personally like adding functionality, such as magnets or creating something playful, which can be interacted with. My version of Kilroy, see below. See, he has this little little guy that's gripping onto the back of his laptop or TV or something, I think. I can't tell. That's cool, though. Is that his privacy? That covers his camera, I think, on his computer. If it doesn't, it should. Do you think that making a carving functional takes away from the art of the piece by giving it utility? For example, you carve something amazing and you attach a cork to it. Does that somehow cheapen or detract from that carving? Thanks again for another video cast this week and giving me another reason to love Fridays. Brian. What do you think? What do you think that making something artsy that's useful, it subtracts or makes it less?
This is why it all comes back to that artsy talk again. And I've never considered what I do artsy because it's fun and goofy, and that's why you can have a guy hanging on your pull stopper for your light, and that's why you can have a magnet. But when you do art, like display art, and I know everything is art, I know that. I'm just saying it's just different. It's not fine art that you put in a gallery, so it's just it's layman art. Layman art, is that the word?
Layman, layman art. I like how you try to turn that into a self-deprecating comment. But I guess, like, I don't know. The only thing I've ever heard anyone say to this effect that I remember, that I hold on to, is that whole quote, Louis Nizer, they attribute it to like 2 different people or 3 different people on the internet, so who knows who said it. But that whole thing of, you see a man who works with his hands, he's a craft, he's a laborer. You see a man who works with his hands and his head, he is a craftsman. But do you see a man who works with his hands, his head, and his heart, he is an artist. And so whether or not that's true or what that even means, I don't know. But if you're making something and you're putting your heart into it, put meaning behind it, there you go. That's art to me.
But I have lots of things magnetized and lots of fridge magnet stuff. I never did the cork stopper thing. Like, who ever uses cork stoppers anymore? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Have you ever opened a bottle of wine and put it
away? No. I actually, what am I saying? I have a cork stopper from one of my students that I absolutely love. It's like a mushroom wine stopper. That's so cool. He actually.
I like the idea. I'm just saying, functionality of it. How often would you actually put that in a bottle?
I have it in a bottle. I often have it in a bottle. But the thing is, it keeps separating. It has a particular problem to it. But no, I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, I like it.
But no, I don't see why. Annalise and I talked about this yesterday. I don't know what brought it up, but I was saying, no, it doesn't subtract at all. I've just noticed that when you go to an art show and you bring your carvings, and then when I've made stuff that has a utility, it doesn't sell. I made planters, for instance, with like carved faces that were like, had like long flowing hair that wrapped around. I spent hours carving these things in stone. And I mean, I put my whole, day or 2 days or 3 days into this. I let my sisters posing so that I can put this woman on the front of this thing. And then I bring it to the art show, and I'm selling little wood spirits. I'm selling bark carvings. I'm selling little doodads, or, stuff that off the shelf like that. And that thing sits there, and I go to another show and I sell all the other bark carvings that I made 2 weeks before the show. And then I go to another show, and that thing sits around with me the whole year. And most of my little planters sit around with me the whole year. Maybe the really rudimentary planters that I have marked at $100 sell. But, the $300, thing I spent all this time on, no one cares. So I kept doing that. I did that for a while. I tried other productive things, I meant like bookends and stuff, and no one bought them. And maybe it's because of the venue. Maybe, like you're saying, people in their heads, the art thing, when they go to buy art,
craft show versus fine art,
they're going to get something to decorate their house with, or like what they want. So I don't know. So I stopped doing a lot of that stuff, but it's not because I have some big reason behind it. It just didn't sell for me.
No, good question though. And this conversation is going to be ongoing for eternity.
Yeah, it's true. All right. So we got Brian. No, that's Wanda. Sorry. Thanks. You just deleted it right as I went to read it. That's awesome. Wanda says, hey, Doug and Alex, as they say, age before beauty. Oh, exactly. I like Wanda. Wow. For once. My sister, some respect, my sister started carving about a year and a half ago after watching Doug's YouTube videos. After seeing what she was carving and also watching Doug's video and a few others, I could not resist trying to giving it a try and starting carving. I am enjoying carving little characters and critters greatly. I get about halfway through a carving and think it's never going to look like it should, but I continue on and I'm surprised it turns out looking pretty good. Well, at least you can tell what it is, she says with a smiley face. I do look forward to the carving video, which are carving videos, which are great, as I only need wood, a knife, a pencil, a ruler, eraser, glove, finger guards, and the occasional bit of glue for those bits that fall off. And I enjoy listening to the podcast each week with all its chatter. Last week, Doug's podcast mentioned Howard's Feed and Wax and Nature Oil. I've watched other carvers in various videos use finishes as beeswax, salad bowl finish, linseed oil, tongue oil, walrus oil, mineral oil, and others. But it appears that most carvers are using whatever they think is best or what they have heard about from someone else, which leads me to her question. She says here, is there a standard regarding the finish used when creating a piece for selling or entering into a competition? How does a person know what to use on a piece to prevent a piece from cracking or falling apart if you don't know what the carver used? Okay, so she has more questions, but let's just handle these one at a time. So, Doug, any thoughts on that? Competing? You don't compete, right?
No, I don't compete. Yeah. And I don't think they care either.
No, they don't.
I don't think there's no standard. But like the Klapmans and stuff, like I've used everything. I have the Klapmans beeswax polish. I also have the cutting board polish too, which is, again, you can lick it. Where this one, I guess you can't lick it. Well, I suppose you could. Why are you gonna lick everything, Alec? But no, I think it's just whatever you like. Like personally, I don't like anything glossy. So I will never use any. I won't spray something glossy or even semi-gloss. I like a real dull antique look, and that's why I go to the oil and the feed and wax, because it gives a nice soft woody feel. Doesn't feel. I don't want anything that looks like it could be plastic.
Right.
I want it all to. I want to see the wood. Now that's why we talked about the painting techniques too. That's why I water my paints down now. Just so that I can always, I just want a tint of color. I don't want no solid color, and that's why I do what I do, just to keep it antique and not shiny, plasticky.
Yes, and that's a big difference. And the balance is a thing too. Like I've noticed that when I'll put, years ago I'd paint my bark carvings, and I would use, this is 10 years ago. And I would use green paint on the green men. And I gave up on it. But what I realized now from painting these little basswood carvings is I was not adding enough pigment. So it would look super washed out on the bark. And it's brown on top of it. And so I'm sure you would have an answer. I don't really know what the answer is to carving on a brown piece of wood, trying to turn it green, because that background overcomes the color.
It does. It changes the color that you think you're doing. So something like this.
Yeah.
I would paint it yellow first, and then I would paint green. Yes.
Oh. And so you do like a base coat.
Yeah, and it kind of offsets, but you can still see yellow. And then I would just do darker highlights. I know it's.
That's cool. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Can you see how there's darker highlights?
That looks so good. And I love that leaf that you did. It's almost like a palm leaf or something. No, what is that? It's like a tropical leaf.
I just made it up. I don't know.
So cool. It's so cool, man. I've never seen that. Have you shown that one off before?
Probably. But there's three colors in that leaf. But by starting with a yellow, then I set a different base. I don't worry about the brown competing.
Okay. Huh. It's very cool. So there you go. And her second question was, how do you prevent a piece from cracking or falling apart?
I don't think about it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't fall apart.
Right.
And cracking is more about humidity and changes. But if you use dry wood and you carve it and you finish it, you should be good. No, I've heard of furniture, people shipping furniture from like England to Arizona, and then it just goes crazy, right? Because it's a totally different. It's not a damp environment. It's a hot and dry, hot environment, and it changes. But I mean, if you're just doing little things that don't really have to fit together and change, like there may be some cracking too. But cracking to me is, if the carving still looks cool with cracks, I think, unless they're open, huge, gaping cracks, I don't mind a little bit of crack, like because I like antique stuff. So,
100% agree. 100% with knots, cracks, anything that tells people that it's a piece of wood. Because I mean, you could go anywhere and just buy a casting of something in resin anywhere. Walmart. I mean, you can go to any gift shop and buy something that's cast in resin from Willow Tree or any of those people that reproduce them. So the thing that differentiates it is the color, is the grain.
How do you feel about knots?
Don't like experiencing knots because it's hard to carve a knot. They can bust your tool blade, your tool edge off.
They're hard as they're like a rock, eh?
Yeah.
We have a story, and hopefully this doesn't get us taken off YouTube, but we call her the nipple lady.
Yeah.
Down the road, somebody worked so hard making this Victorian hatted woman, about 6, maybe even 7 feet tall, chainsaw carving, and a perfect knot right there.
Oh, bummer. What a bummer.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing all that work and all of a sudden it just kind of probably came out like as they carved it, like, oh my goodness.
I'd have bleached it. I would have gotten wood bleach and I would have bleached it. Yeah, bleached her nips.
This one.
All right. Yeah, her nip. This is so yeah, and then she asked about humidity. I don't think either of us have humidistats in our shops, do we? No. So seal them up, take care of them. If they crack, so be it. Yeah. So I mentioned to you guys earlier. This is from Steve, by the way. He says he's using Doug's terminology, a whole whack of Santa ornaments. He made a bunch for his family, and he made 30 of them and recorded the process. He's talking to Doug here. And he's saying that he has to say he has an increased level of respect for people creating YouTube content consistently. He made a video of his Santa carving, and we can check it out. I did check it out, actually. I did watch part of it, and I appreciated you sharing that. Nice work. In your last episode, you're talking about sealing your carvings. Oh, wow. Okay, so lots about sealing today. This is what he uses. It's a universal, clear, durable top coat. It looks like it's made by okay, I said Rust-Oleum. Okay. So his question is for you, Doug, that he says he has the same chipping away power strop, and he's wondering if you've noticed any smooth or consistent coatings on your strap he's having trouble achieving that. Okay, so he wants this smooth finish. He's trying to get it, and he's asking if he's saying he has like chips of stuff coming off, and it ends up being of a rough surface. So what compound you're using? How you doing that?
I'm using the green compound, and I just keep coating it. Yep. And I strop so much that it smooths itself out in time once it gets used and warmed up, I guess. But I kind of know what he's saying with the little bit of flakiness, but once I hold a knife on there long enough and it gets hot, it seems to smooth out.
So that makes sense. Yeah, the heat melts it all.
Yeah, but by continually putting more on, you're just building it up. And I've never ever cleaned mine. It is exactly what it is. I've never cleaned it. So if you get anything too clumpy, you can scrape it. Just hold your knife. Use the back of your knife even. Right. Clean her up. But I've never had to do that either.
Yeah. So
that's his Rust-Oleum Universal Clear Coat. Mm-hmm. Here for me is the key word here is dead flat sheen.
Yep.
That's what I like. I don't like.
Is that what it is on there? Is that what he said?
It says here.
Dead
clear,
flat.
durable top coat and dead flat sheen. That's a Rust-Oleum. So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Matt is the way to go for sure. Yeah. So this is Roger, our coffee donator. So thanks again, Roger. He says here, Alec, can you read this in a strong Southern accent? Oh boy, I'm gonna butcher it. He said, I ordered one. Wait, what?
This right here. Got
What's
one.
happening? Oh, this is question.
Yeah, he got one. He found one. These little skew knives.
Okay, I'm struggling because he said that it took me about 10 months after my Shiv shop ordered it for me, but they finally fetched it. After I saw how delicate the tip was, I bought both. I can see me bending and breaking it. Thank you for both for the put on where to get one. Doug, I get all your jokes. I think it comes from a lot of life experiences. Alec, don't worry, you will get there. Thank you. Doug, when you sell a carving from time to time, I put a price on it. I can't do it anymore. I put a price on it that will take some time to remove it from my possession. If someone wants it, they pay for it. If they don't, they won't. No hurt feelings. Okay. Did I read? I don't think I read that clearly. He's saying when he sells a carving, he puts a price on it that he feels justifies removing it from his possession.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. That's kind of.
On that note, I was when people come to my house now, I'm sending them home with carvings. My in-laws were over and they took a couple bark carvings, and then last night my grandkids were here, and really? Pockets full of the little guys and stuff. So
that's cool.
Getting there. I'm going to.
That's good.
I'm going to make a sterile work environment.
Yeah, make it more. Yeah, I like it. I'm excited for you to start. Again, I'm excited for you to start selling stuff if you ever decide to. I think that'll be exciting.
The problem with these things are a lot of the stuff is, your first couple of years.
Yep.
And I look at it, I'm like, I'm not selling that. I'm just not selling it.
Yeah.
I mean, anything from now on, I feel okay with selling it.
Right.
But then again, I wouldn't be making mittens to sell. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'll make.
No. So somebody just messaged me about that, saying, trying to get me to make more videos on YouTube in this fashion, these little characters, and said, keep making these videos. At least you'll be able to have constant sales. And I was like, no, I'm not. I mean, why? I get why. I wouldn't want to make a business selling ornaments, right? So I get where you're coming at from that end, but yeah, I get it. So then he says here, no, this is basically, I think is that his main thing. On the subject of art, art is both in the eye of the artist aligning with the eye of the person gazing. For example, enema art, self-explanatory. What? What on earth? And then he shows us his nice little duck carving. Oh, it went away.
Oh, that's a nice carving for sure.
Yeah. It is beautiful. Really nice.
And so, how about we talked about Spotify Wrapped in the past?
Yep. Yeah.
And now we have when the podcast was on Spotify, they sent us a Wrapped. Did you look at this?
No, I just saw it.
2022 podcaster Wrapped. That is the biggest waste of time you can do with yourself today. You watch that. It's so cheesy. It's like, hey, good job. Oh, you must be working out. Like, it's just some generic, trying to make you feel good. It's terrible. It's awful.
Yeah. I'm glad we're done with it with that. But we like Spotify. It's not that. I love Spotify. But yeah, it's a YouTube thing. So very good. So that's that, isn't it? That's the last of them. Did I miss anything?
I don't
very
think
good.
So.
Media Hour.
Media Minute.
Yeah, Media. That's a great name for it.
That's what I got for you this week.
Doug has our podcast Spotify Wrapped as his media of the week. That's all he's looked at.
Honest to goodness, I haven't been watching nothing. I should say nothing. You know what? I sat down and I just couldn't decide what to watch or whatever. And I sat there and just like a teenager,
yeah,
I watched YouTube Shorts.
Yep.
I bet you an hour went by.
Yep.
Just flicking. This is why this is the end of the long form video, because every flick is a different video. It could be something totally different. And I got caught up in that, and that's about it, because I haven't sat down hardly at all this week. So.
Yep. Well, that's my new goal, is to stop looking at, you've actually, a talk with you was a nice kick in the pants, because you're talking about how the efforts in your church to reduce, use of social media and stuff, or, has been talked about. And then you were saying that you showed me your phone. I mean, I don't know if you have it with you, but you actually did the thing that I tried to do years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know how you do that, man. I don't know, but
fantastic.
Doug uses a clamshell phone. Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No. It was an experiment that I started before summer.
Yeah.
And it was just going to be for the summer.
Yep.
So I'm old, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We've heard a few times today.
So old. Yeah.
So old, and I hate texting. My kids, everybody, they want to text me all the time. And I'm like, and then you say something. You could be working away, building something, and burp, 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 burp. Hey, what's up? Okay, a text. Not much. Working on something. Set the phone down. Start working again. Burp, 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 burp. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What? I said, no more. Call me. I'll put you on speaker. Like I back and forth, texting, and then sitting there. What I hate is the world that walks around, like I said last week with the scarecrow joke.
Yes.
Everybody walks around like this, like on the sidewalk. Exactly like that.
That's why I thought this was so funny.
Even the snowman.
Yes. That's why it made me laugh, is it's like, this is me. Yeah. I'm literally sometimes I just walk into stores, looking at this stupid thing. So I get it.
Like I get texts from like all kinds of people, just like, yo, what up? Like, what? You want to talk to me, call me. I'm not going to sit there and type you back. Oh, today I'm doing I hate it. I hate it so much. But anyway, so the story was, for a social experiment, I switched to a flip phone probably in May. Yeah. It was just going to be for the summer. Till September, I was going to go back, because it does work with YouTube a bit, like I should be able to check more. And then I realized like a month into it going, oh, this is fantastic. I don't even carry my phone with me. Wow. I put it on my desk. I put a message on my answer machine. Like, you reached Doug. You can leave a message if you want, but I probably won't check it. So best to try back later.
Wow.
And I worked for 4 hours without thinking about a phone. Go back to coffee break, lunch, look at it. Oh, someone called. And the phone tells you who called, so you just call them back.
Yep.
So it has changed my life. You remember you used to walk around, and your leg would vibrate, like, oh, and you pull out your phone. Oh, that wasn't real. You ever get that phantom?
The phantom vibrating. Yeah, I do.
Phantom
it happens
vibrate.
to me.
Yeah. No, I hate it. So anyway.
Yeah. And so, I've decided to take some action, actually. There's a friend of mine who feels he spent too much time on social media as well. And we were talking on the phone about it. And, I'm logging my hours, right? My phone tells me how many hours I'm spending on this thing, right? Not making art, not carving, not whittling anything, not doing anything for the school, not doing anything for YouTube, not doing anything at all. Just looking at my phone. And sometimes it's just downright embarrassing, and I've explained, it's factoring in when I'm listening to audio stuff or whatever while I'm carving or whatnot, but still it's insane how much time I spend on it. So what I decided to do was there's a way you can lock certain apps. And so I'm going to give the passcode to my wife and to my buddy, this buddy of mine who gave me the idea. And I'm going to let myself have 10 minutes of social media time. I don't know how long this will last, but that's the goal. And then it locks out and she has to put the passcode in. So if she's at work and my 10 minutes is up, you're not getting the notification that I have a new deal going on for the school, or I have a new YouTube video, or I have a new event that I'm going to. You're just not going to find out. And that's okay, because I don't need to see reels, every half hour for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It's like, so
I don't know. I guess we probably talked about it on the podcast in the early days, but I think it was last Christmas. I bought myself the light phone. Remember, it was a minimalist phone.
What? And
that it didn't work for me in Canada.
That's right.
But if I was an American, I would buy that, the light phone, because it still had a GPS. I think it still had podcasts, but that was it. So you could listen and you could still navigate, but didn't have like a browser.
Wow,
it was pretty cool. I really liked it, and the screen was like an ebook. It wasn't like
that like paper feel.
Yeah, the paper feel. I really liked it, but it didn't work for me.
Yeah,
I could text, but I could not call. So.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because of the Canadian. Yeah, well I can't. I have to stick with the phone because I don't want to spend anything right now. But this is too nice of a phone, to not sell, or just. If I can program it so I can't do anything, that'd be nice.
The other problem is they take fantastic pictures.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
Luckily, my iPad has the same camera.
Yep.
But the pictures that you can take on your phone now, and the videos that you can make, I mean, it's almost so like you said, lock yourself out for a bit and keep your phone.
I actually broke my camera. Sam was over. I was making a video for the school while he was editing a different one, and I knocked the tripod, broke the camera. It turns out it still turns on, still takes pictures, but the audio jack is no longer working. So I went on AliExpress, ordered the jack, watched a YouTube video that shows you how to take your camera apart and solder it back in or whatever, plug it back in, and I'm gonna try and do it on my own, break my $2,500 camera or whatever, but. In the meantime, I've been using my phone to make my videos, and it's amazing how decent the videos are. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you could take one with your iPad. Probably that's better than with most sport cameras now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But that doesn't tell us what you've been watching this week.
Well, thankfully it's been me. Yeah, I don't really have. There must be something in the air if you're carving. Well, I mean, other than Christmas time, if you're carving the same trees and not listening to a lot of media, I think I'm probably picking up what you're laying down, because I do not have a lot to offer this week. I will say though, I have been listening to a fair amount of music. I discovered Andrew Schultz. He's a podcaster. He's like a comedian. And he does one with Andrew. He does one with Dr. Huberman. That's pretty cool. I got partway through that today. I love Conan O'Brien. I sent you Hiking with Kevin Nealon. There's a new one with Conan O'Brien.
I had already watched it. Yeah,
you were on top of it because that came out like the day.
Yeah.
How are those?
I'm subscribed to him. Yeah.
Well, I am too. How is he not getting 1 million views per video?
You know what? Celebrities, it doesn't translate as well.
How? I don't understand.
I don't know.
He's getting less views on his videos than you are on your car. I mean, you're getting carving views that are greater than his sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't translate, but I mean, he still does it.
And they're just that. Yeah.
He has fun guests. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he's got A-list celebrities every week, and I mean that's just crazy to me that he doesn't get any views on his stuff. I mean, doesn't get the views that you'd expect, but they're really entertaining. He's super squirrely and ADHD, and so it makes me feel like I could really be okay.
I didn't realize how out there he was until he did Conan's podcast. So this is Conan on Hiking with Kevin, but when Kevin was on Conan's podcast, that was
oh my god,
he was just there's nothing like they're talking about the steak, and he's like, what suit would you wear at your funeral? Like it's just random, just back and forth. It's great. Love it.
It's absolutely. Yeah, when you sent that to me, I was excited because I don't think I'd seen it, and I did listen to it twice. It was so funny, so funny. There's actually YouTube videos. I don't know if you've seen, and maybe we mentioned. I'm having deja vu. I think I mentioned this. So that's it. That's all.
That's it.
I got nothing else. Take your vitamins.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will catch you next week. Hopefully.
Hopefully.